Hello guys, welcome to Disney Dreamlight Valley. Okay, this is crazy. I've been sitting all day at home, pretty much in my office, making content on Disney Dreamlight Valley update, and I didn't even notice the craziness that's happening outside today. Like, in New York City, right now the air quality is the worst that it's been since 1960. In the last 70 years, 60 years. Because of the fires in Canada, and the wind is blowing straight towards us. And like, I looked outside and I'm like, everything looks orange. I wonder why. And yeah, then I looked at the news, and turns out like it's super hazardous air quality levels outside. And I'm like, good thing is there's an update today and I didn't go out, because it's craziness outside. Anyway, speaking of craziness, let's talk about the update. There's a lot of good things about this update. A lot of things people like, but there's also a few things people are not happy about whatsoever. And I've been reading basically Discord, Reddit, comments all day long today. I learned so many things, so many people's opinions, and I've chosen 3 things that people absolutely don't like about this update, and I want to share my opinion on those three things. First of all, the paths. Let's start with the paths. There's 2 main problems. Problem number 1, they're bugged. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Like, you can make them work, but it takes like a lot. Like, look at this. This is not right. People say that there's different ways how to try to make them work. Like, this is ridiculous. Something is really broken with the edges, and I'm honestly surprised that didn't pass their quality control. Like, look at this. When you try to make an actual actual rectangle with these paths, it's just bad. Okay, now it works. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't even know what to tell you. It's ridiculous. Basically, super inconsistent. Okay, now it works. Anyway, I don't know what just happened. I'm sure I'm gonna try in a minute and it's not gonna work anymore. Basically, this is one issue, is that it's bugged and barely works. Another issue is that these paths have to be crafted from scratch, which is actually a problem. Like, imagine, for example, I'll give you an example from my own experience. I have spent probably 15 to 20 hours mining to be able to craft this opal pavement for my entire amusement park. 10-15 hours of mining. And I crafted all of this, and I was super happy. And now we have an option to have a nice little border. I would love to have this little part, to have the border, like right here. But you know what the sad thing is? If you want to use the border, you can't just craft the pieces that you need for the border. For example, I have this gravel road, and I have gravel with border, and if I wanted to add the border, you would think you should be able to fuse it, right? Nope, not the case at all. And it's broken again. Look at this. Doesn't that look nice? No, not fusing together at all. So if I want to do paths, first of all, I cannot pick and choose where to do the path. So I cannot have a path, for example, most of the time, and then here at the entrance, for example, I don't want to have a path. I want to have like a nice edge, like here, for example. Like, I don't want to have a path everywhere. I just want to have a path on this little area. Impossible to do. So in order for me to have a path right here in this little area and not have any gaps, I would have to craft all of this with a border, which will take another couple hundred of each gem, which is insane. So if you already invested in your road system, especially if you use some expensive roads, like I don't care about the gravel one, it's pebbles and pebbles and soil. Like I can get those so easily. So I don't care about this one. I could make another 1,000 blocks. But something like Opal Road, I'm not doing that again. That was a very painful experience. I'm not crafting another 1,000 blocks to redo this whole thing. I wish there was an option to convert border ones to non-border ones, because it's just stupid. Like it's dumb, because the border is only going to be on the border, and yet you have to use the border pieces on the middle. At the very least, if the border pieces could fuse with non-border pieces and you could actually add a border to your existing, like that would work as well. But the fact that you have to craft every single piece of it all over again, it's really, really, really bad. And I totally agree with people who are not happy with this. I'm not happy with this either. Again, something cheap like stone, pebbles, like you could argue it's still painful, but it's doable. But for example, a golden floor. First of all, this golden floor looks like trash right now. Why is this so dark? I don't like it now. I want to replace it with something. Like something like this, the opal floor, the ones that are extremely expensive. It's outrageous that we have to craft them from scratch once again. Okay, this is thing number one. What do you think in the comments? I'm curious to know your opinion. I was super hyped for the borders, and at the state it is right now, it's not working, and I will use them in meadow, for example, my meadow, because I'll use the cheap kinds. But I'm gonna wait on, like, I'm definitely not upgrading my expensive roads to the bordered ones, because hopefully they're gonna fix it, that we'll be able to convert them in the future. And I don't recommend you do that either. I'm sure they're gonna fix this, because the backlash on this has been pretty huge. All right, the next thing I've seen a lot of people complain and hate on is Starpath. And it's not new. I've seen every single update, even the previous Starpath, which was, in my opinion, probably the best Starpath of all times, with all the amusement park attractions. People still said it wasn't worth it, and it was terrible, and they didn't like the items. Well, I made my opinion known that time, and I will do it again, and I will keep talking about it, because I feel like it's important for people to see different sides, because I literally seen more than ever people saying that the new Starpath is absolute trash and they're not buying it, and it's completely worthless. Well, let's take a look at the Starpath. Is it really as bad as people say it is? Let's go and see the rewards. Nice bike. You know what? We're not even gonna look at the rewards. I know there's a few items in here that I actually really like. I'm just gonna make the same argument I always do when it comes to Starpath. The true cost of Starpath is 400 moonstones. If you pay 2,500 and then sell, you get about 2,000 moonstones back from just completing the Starpath. Plus, you get extra 100 from buying extra tokens, the trick that I showed multiple times. Basically, you get 2,100 moonstones back. So the true cost of the Starpath is 400 moonstones. Let's take a look at the shop. Let's take a look, for example, at Big Hero Workspace Bundle. 4 items for 1,750 moonstones, which means the price of each item is slightly more than 400 moonstones. So price of one item inside this bundle is higher than the entire Starpath. Well, yeah, you will have to do some missions for the Starpath in order to get that, but I have good news for you. This is the easiest Starpath ever. They made it really easy to grind this one. There's been a few adjustments to the Starpath quests in this one that makes it super easy. First of all, hang out with Mickey and friends. You don't even have to hang out with specific characters. You can hang out with a certain collection of characters, and it's only 15 minutes, which is much easier. I mean, it might actually get ramped up, but still, it seems like it's much, much easier than usual. Favorite gifts, once again, Mickey and Friends. Doesn't have to be a specific character. You can literally knock this out in a day. You don't have to wait for 24 hours to give the third. It used to be 4 gifts to start with. And once again, it could go up, but the beginning of the star path looks super easy. Then also new changes that now shiny gems actually count towards specific gem collection. If it says mine 20 aquamarines, it's going to count both shiny and regular aquamarines, which is super useful. This star path can be knocked out in a day or two, like this. Just a couple hours of playtime, and you get it done. I'm actually gonna stream tomorrow, probably doing the star path. My point is, if you have one item inside the rewards of the star path that you like, just one, it's still a better deal than buying items in premium shop. The only reason not to buy Star Path, in my opinion, is if you literally hate every single item in it and don't see yourself using a single item from the Star Path. If that's the case, I support you. Do not buy Star Path. You can say it's terrible and just don't spend your moonstones on it. But in my opinion, Star Path is and will always be the best way to spend gems in this game. You are getting insane amount of items, and even if you don't care about decoration, all of these motifs, if you don't decorate, if you don't make clothes, but now you can even make carpets with these motifs. I feel like this new feature to customize furniture just boosted the value of Star Path even more. Even from ridiculously high value it used to be, now it's just, in my opinion, no reason not to buy it. 400 moonstones. Literally 8 days of playing and collecting blue chest, and you got it for free. And all the moonstones from the rest of the days you can just put towards the premium shop if you want. So I honestly don't understand why so many people hating on Star Path. It's literally the most fair and the most highest value thing you can buy in the game. If you like at least one item in here, it's a good deal. And you get all of the other items as a bonus. You're literally just buying one item that you like the most and getting the rest of them as a bonus. Look at this Raven skin. Is this not worth 400 moonstones? I don't know. I think it is. So, completely disagree with the hate on the Star Path. I would agree that compared to the previous one, it is a little bit underwhelming, but there is still a few cool things. And once again, I know the value of it, so I know that getting all these couple cool things for 400 moonstones, it's just a steal. So I don't think I will ever in the future not buy Star Path, no matter how terrible it is. As long as I can find one item in there that I like, I will buy it. So yeah, let's get to the final topic. This one is going to be a very dangerous one. I'm going to be honest, I was blown away with the amount of hate I've seen on Discord, on Reddit, towards the developers after the update because of the Wally bundle. And it blows my mind. Yesterday, everybody's like, oh my god, what are those patch notes? Everything looks so amazing. Best update ever. Today, we get everything promised. But there is one paid offer in the shop that is too expensive. And everybody's like, they suck. Update sucks. What is this? This is outrageous. Terrible. Bad developers. Completely forgetting everything else that we just got. I just want to make sure that I completely agree that it's overpriced offer. It's definitely more expensive than it's worth. Nobody's arguing against that. I just ran a poll on my channel basically asking what are your thoughts about the new Wally pack, and the options were it's reasonably priced, it's expensive, but I still love the update. It's outrageous, made me quit, and it's expensive, made me upset. And basically, 54% of people have a negative outlook, 46% of people have a positive outlook, meaning only 1%, which is like 2 or 3 people on the whole channel, said that it was reasonably priced. And I agree, it's not reasonably priced. It's expensive. It's 4,000 moonstones. It's $15 of real life money. Well, maybe less if you bought the epic 15% off, 25% off discount. That one was an amazing deal. Then it's less than $10. But if you're just buying regular Moonstones packs, it's around $15 US. And what do we get from it? So I haven't finished this thing yet, but I can pretty much tell you what we get from it. We get a Wally skin. We get outfit. I'm assuming number 1. Number 2, we get this boot. And we get this hat, which is a garbage trash can. There is one thing about this quest, though, you should probably know. It's completely bugged. It literally, like, at least for me, I cannot progress. There is one quest in there that asks me to set up a romantic dinner for Mickey and Minnie, and it just doesn't count the items that I placed down. It's literally impossible to finish the quest. So if you're asking yourself if I should buy it or not, I wouldn't. Just not because it's too expensive, but because it's bugged. And until they fix it, like if we're gonna have to wait for the fix for the whole update, then it's definitely not worth it buying it right now. Unless you just wanna get the Wally's skin. That one you get right away, so that one you will have. But at least in my experience, the quest is bugged. I haven't seen anybody else post about the quest because it literally just became available like an hour ago. So not many people had a chance to play it yet, but I'm curious to know if anybody else has the same problem with the Wally quest. So anyway, it's bugged, so it's probably, if you're wondering if you should buy it, don't buy it yet. Wait to see like if there is a fix for it, and then once I finish and see everything, maybe there's going to be a surprise reward. There is kind of hints throughout the quest that we're getting Eve. So there is a speculation that maybe in the end of this, we're going to get Eve. But honestly, I don't see it happening because if that was the case, I feel like it would be all over this picture. Like that would be a major selling point for this thing. But it's not here, so I doubt we're getting Eve. But this quest pretty much confirms that we're getting Eve in the future. So now I just want to address a few points that I see online. So we just established that, yes, everybody agrees that this pack is expensive. However, does Gameloft deserves as much hate as they're currently getting on social media for this? I just don't understand how people can switch like this from one day to another just with one small thing. Like, think about how many things we just got in this update. We got a major story update, like probably the biggest story update we ever had in this game. We got new Scrooge items. We a new Star Path, which I consider to be free because if you play your cards right, all the premium Star Paths are free. We got borders, even though they're bugged, but I'm sure it's going to get fixed. They're probably going to do a patch to fix the borders and Wally quest because it is a pay-to-win like item, the quest, so they have to fix it. They're going to fix the borders. It's going to be still not ideal, but at least it's something. At least there is an option. They gave us, what else did we get? Item limit increase. We got lots of bug fixes. It was a good update. Mannequins. So many features that people requested. Developers listened and delivered to us in a free update. Literally all this content. Bunch of new characters, friendship quests, story quests, all of that we got for free. And the only thing that was pay to win, I mean not the only, but like the only new thing that we've never done before is this little Wally bundle, which has a couple quests. Honestly, it's not many quests. It has nothing to do with the main storyline. It's completely separate. So by not buying it, you're not missing anything. I see this bundle pretty much as the item in the premium shop. It's nice to have, but it's purely optional and purely cosmetic. So I honestly don't think it's a big deal. It is expensive, but it's okay because I'm sure some people that can afford it will buy it and will enjoy it. And people who can't afford it or don't want to buy it for any reason, you're not missing much. However, there is one concern that I have with this, is that, and pretty much I've seen a lot of people express this concern, is that they're going to start monetizing like actual characters and main story content in the future, like whole DLC packs to continue the story. For example, like Chapter 2 will be locked behind the paywall. And it is a legitimate concern. Like, this certainly shows that they're willing to expand what can be monetized in this game. But is it actually fair to hate developers on something they haven't done yet and we don't know if they're ever gonna do? They never, as far as I know, like, there was no official announcement that we're gonna get, like, paid, like, actual character locked behind the paywall. I don't think, like, if that's gonna happen in the future, that's gonna be bad. But honestly, even, like, look at, like, a lot of very successful big games. The ones that I personally played, let's say Fortnite, Apex Legends, Rocket League, they're, like, huge games. And they all do the same thing. They all sell very expensive cosmetics and optional items. Like, Fortnite has those, when I used to play, you could buy certain, like, special quests that would give you some cool rewards. This is pretty much the same thing that Disney Dreamlight Valley doing. They're not reinventing the wheel. This is already how games are being monetized nowadays. So they're not doing anything like more outrageous than anybody else doing. They're just following, which, again, I don't like it. I don't like this practice. But they have to make money as well, because if the game is going to go free to play, the only source of revenue that they're going to have is going to be these paid offers, and it's not going to be for everybody, and they will have to be expensive, because basically what's going to happen right now, they're getting revenue from people buying the founder packs. So they get paid up front, and once the game goes free to play, they will not have any guaranteed revenue. They will have only revenue from these optional purchases. So they have to be expensive. So the couple whales could carry the whole game and make sure that it remains free to play and has free content updates for everybody. And in my opinion, this, like, locking something like this behind the paywall is totally fine. As long as we never get an actual content locked behind the paywall, I'm kind of okay with this. The price could be better, but then again, I don't know what, like, how the numbers shake out. Maybe they experimented before making, like, cheap packs so more people can buy them, and making more expensive packs so less people buy them. But, like, in the end, they're gonna follow the way that works the best for generating money. And apparently, pricing items more expensively makes them more money. So once again, it's business decision. I don't think this one thing, which is objectively bad and not very player friendly, they did a lot of other things that are really good and that are player friendly. So in my opinion, developers don't deserve all the hate they're getting currently. Like, they haven't, they gave us a giant free update. How many games give massive free content updates years and years after the game released? And I'm talking about not free, like, free to play games with monetization. That's the only way. Like, if you only charge, like, people make argument, I paid $17 for this game, I should be getting all this stuff for free. But if you look at the average game, they usually come with, like, set gameplay. It's like maybe 10, 15, 20, 40 hours of gameplay to complete main story, all the side missions and everything, and that's it. If there is any future content, it's going to be either a DLC or a separate game. So Disney Dreamlight Valley has been providing us with massive content updates for a whole year for the same price that we paid in the beginning. And I could argue that the price you pay for the founder pack is not for the game. It's for the additions that you get, like moonstones and a lot of cool exclusive items. Once the game goes free to play, nobody will be able to get such great deals on moonstones. Like, it's literally cheaper to buy a version of the game for the amount of moonstones that you get than buy moonstones from the game. And you get a lot of bonus items as well. So, in my opinion, the value of the early access bundles is purely in moonstones and items and not in the game itself. The game itself, I would argue, has been free to play from the very beginning, and they've been providing us with amazing content updates, amazing community, amazing like support, listening to players' feedback, implementing features that players requesting. Not many games have such a great interaction with the community, and I felt personally, being a part of this community, that my voice has been heard. All the things that people requested, most of them made it into the game, and I'm sure they're going to continue on this path. And I think they deserve not to get hated for one small thing they did, despite the entire amazing update that they provided us. So, just to sum it up, I think it's expensive. Nobody's arguing about that. But compared to the larger picture and everything we got in this update, in my opinion, it's not that big of a deal. Like, it's okay to be upset that you probably won't be able to afford this, and I know a lot of people won't be able to afford this, but if it makes you feel any better, it's currently bugged, and it's not that much content, and all of this content is optional. You can literally just watch my videos doing all the quests, and you're going to be pretty much caught up on it. You're going to be missing on a couple items, but at least you get lots of new items in the Scrooge store for free, and you get lots of new quests to do as a part of the story update. Anyway, guys, these are my thoughts. What do you think? Let me know in the comments what's your opinion about this new update, and thank you so much to all the supporters. So yeah, the poll is pretty clear. Everybody thinks it's expensive. Half of the people are upset, half of the people still enjoying the update, and I'm definitely with the half that enjoys the update. I haven't even started doing the story quests yet. My whole day was basically recording these videos that I just published, reading on Reddit, Discord, trying to compile some cool facts about the update so I can release a video of top 15 things you didn't know about the update, and that video is going to be coming tomorrow. And I'm just going to start enjoying the story now. So there's so much things to do in this update. Don't even worry about that 4,000 Moonstone pack. If you don't want to buy it, if you can't afford it, don't worry about it. Just do the other things in the game. There's a lot of cool things to do right now. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.